Hi there. Okay, so let's take a look at a possible transfer path from Madison College to UW Superior. On the left side of this document, I have listed all of the classes required for your Madison College degree. On the right-hand side, I have lots of notes for you to look at. So let's just review that you have 35 credits completed. This includes the courses you've registered for summer. We say they're completed because we're assuming you're going to pass them and move on. That leaves 25 credits needed. So that impacts our goal, which we talked about earlier. We talked about graduating in December, but with 25 credits needed for the fall semester, we might have to adjust our goal by a little bit. And actually, maybe this is a good thing because then you don't have to kill yourself trying to squeeze in a gazillion credits in the summer and in the fall. Let's go through this and see how we feel by the time we get to the end. So the way I've constructed this document is that I've put all of the courses into separate categories that we require at Madison College. So I did this so that it might be familiar to you. So for example, category 1 is English and speech. And you have most of the classes done. You need English 2. So you could take that in the fall, or to fulfill that category, you can take Intro to Mass Communication. You could take either one, doesn't matter. UW Superior said that as long as the category is fulfilled, they're happy. So figure out which one you like better, that you're more interested in, that fits into your schedule, and pick that class. Okay, now remember, I've marked done to speech. Even though you haven't actually completed it, you've registered for it in the summer. So remember, done or completed means you've already registered. We're assuming that you're going to successfully pass the class. Okay, moving along. Category 2, health and wellness, done. Category 3, humanities and the fine arts. You're almost done. You need a literature class. And so I'm going to recommend children's literature. I hear great things about this class, and it fits our profession, and it transfers to UW Superior. I forgot to include it in the notes, but they have a children's literature class, so it'll transfer right up there. Okay, next category, mathematics. For us at Madison College, you need intermediate algebra. It's the lowest level math class that we require. Now, email me if you have any concerns at all about intermediate algebra. Often elementary ed students are embarrassed to say that they're not good at math, and it's just so darn common. I was bad at it. I was terrified of my math class. Lots of students are. So if you're at all worried about intermediate algebra, just email me. And I don't mean to assume anything. Your GPA is killer, so go get it. Go get this math class done. Now, we have a funky, funny, weird situation with intermediate algebra, and it actually also occurs with Spanish 1. It's a 4-credit class. So we use 3 credits towards the requirement, and then 1 credit goes to electives. That happens for intermediate algebra, and it happens for Spanish 1. I wrote the same thing up here for Spanish 1. So this document is a little bit tricky to read, but I'm just trying to give you all the information. Okay, your biology requirement is done, but you need a physical science. And we talked about this one. You could take any class listed under physical sciences. Chemistry, astronomy, physics, weather and climate. I happen to mention earth science, but really you could take whatever. I'm going to use earth science as an example. It's not all classes do this. Lots of the physical science classes are 5 credits and they include a lab. Earth science does it this way. It is a 3-credit class, and then separately you have to register for the lab. So the lab is 1 credit. And so I just want to mention it because, again, we're going to use 3 credits to fulfill the requirement, and any leftover credits we're going to use towards electives. Okay, and then if you do choose Earth Science, I hear good things about the class. It's a geology class, so it's rocks and volcanoes and all that kind of thing. Look for Jennifer Lewis. I hear she's a great instructor. Okay, so let's move on. Category 5, the social sciences. You have 2 classes done and you need 2 classes. These 2 classes needed are required for your Madison College degree, so you have to take them. The good news is they set you up for transfer. I didn't list it here because Taylor and I are still emailing back and forth to see about course equivalency. So the anticipation is that they'll transfer. And you have to take them anyway. They're required. Okay, let's talk about Intro to Ed and Teaching. This is my class. I spoke to you earlier about applying for experiential credit for this class. Let's use your experience in the classroom to get you this credit. And so I'm going to email you separately about the how and the why that works for you. So this is a bit of good news. Remember I said you had 25 credits left to take? Well, experiential credit, you just fill out the form, submit the documentation, and you get the credit. So that takes us down to what? 22 credits remaining. Okay. All right. I'm going to speak more about that in just a minute. But remember that 22 credits left to fulfill if you get experiential credit. Our last category is the elective category. You have 8 classes, so everybody needs 16 credits of elective. You have 8 taken or done, and that includes your summer classes. You have 2 pending. We mentioned them above. Intermediate algebra, when you sign up for that class, when you pass it, one of those credits comes down to electives, and the other is Earth Science. Now, I don't know if you're going to take Earth Science. That's why I call these pending. But after you take your science, any leftover credit after 3 credits is going to come down here to electives. That leaves 6 needed to get us to the 16. 8 plus 2 plus 6 gets us to 16. All right, some of these you have done. Hooray. Oh, by the way, this art history, I'd love to hear what you think about the class. I just want to advise other students. Okay, Spanish we talked about already. That's not pending. I'm considering that done because you're registered. I'm going to assume you're going to pass it. Here are the 2 pending: Intermediate Algebra, Earth Science. We already talked about. And then I'm recommending, you don't have to take these 2 classes, but I'm recommending for the remaining 6 credits that you take Early Language and Literacy, because I think it might transfer to a class at Superior, and then Math for Elementary Teachers. And again, Taylor talked to us about how this might transfer up to UW Superior. So that leaves those 6 credits. So I'm going to be completely honest. I think it's impossible to take 22 credits in one semester. You have 22 credits left. Now you get to say, if you think, no, I'm strong, I can do this, you can apply to the college. Normally we cap it at 18. We don't let students take more than 18 credits for good reason, right? We want you to actually pass your classes. Anything above that is just too time consuming and grades start to fall. But we do have students who apply for the exception, and so you can do that. Anyway, email me, let's talk about it if you think you might. Otherwise, you could just do 12 in the fall, 10 in the spring, and transfer in fall of 23 to Superior. Email me, we'll talk about that separately. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you.